Hi, friends, and welcome back to the Wellness Junction podcast. I am your host, Jordana, and I am so glad you're here because we are continuing with our new series, The Quarter Life Chronicles. This one is for anyone who is in the middle of figuring it out, from navigating career changes, shifting identities, figuring out friendships, the occasional existential dread, and that weird pressure to have it all figured out by 25. What even is that? We're talking transitions, the good, the hard, and how all of it sometimes messes and stretches our mental health, but eventually strengthens us and builds resilience within us. So if you've ever felt lost or behind or like you're rebuilding yourself from scratch, you, my friend, are not alone. This series is for you, so let's figure it out one conversation at a time. If I could describe my guest on the podcast today in 3 words, I would say authentic, bold, and purpose-oriented. Yeah, purpose-oriented is 2 words in one, but you get my point. When she became pregnant in her 4th year of university, a lot of things changed for Liz. And she now had to grow up much faster and redefine her priorities because she now had to hold space for both her purpose in pursuing her goals and parenting. In part 1 of this 2-part conversation, Liz, who is not just a young mom, but also a very passionate advocate for social justice issues, shares with us a bit more about her roots and how her journey towards advocating for social justice issues began. And we also speak a bit about friendships and what that whole landscape in our early 20s looks, because she speaks about one friend who really has been instrumental in helping her through her journey, especially when it comes to her advocacy work. This was a very grounding conversation, and it also felt deeply empowering. Just listening to Liz as she shares with us her heart and her wisdom, it was such a precious conversation to me. Liz is also my colleague, and one thing I love about having a podcast is it allows me to know people much more than I would have in day-to-day conversations, because mostly when we worked together, it is the high, the occasional personal conversations, but nothing much. But here I got to know a bit more about her experiences, her passions, and so I'm really so glad to have done this with Liz. Thank you, Liz, for just showing up here and sharing with us your boldness, your authenticity, and just giving us an all-round, wholesome, empowering conversation. Karibu sana, Liz, to the Wellness Junction podcast.
Thank you so much, Jordana, for inviting me here.
I am so glad to have you. This interview has been such a long way coming.
I know.
Tulianza kuifikiria kitambo.
I know. The schedule was not on our side, but now that I'm free, just do this.
Yeah, karibu sana. So please tell us a bit more about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Where do you stay? This series is mainly about navigating transitions in our young adulthood. You can share with us where you are, like your age. If you're not comfortable, like the specific age, you can just tell us like late 20s, early 30s, mid 20s, something like that. So please tell us a bit more about yourself.
Okay, thank you so much, Jordana. My name is Elizabeth Orawo from Kisumu West, sub-county. I'm a social justice advocate and sustainable goal champion. I champion good health and well-being, gender equality, and climate action. Mainly what I focus on is economic empowerment for young women, because if young women are empowered economically, they're able to take care of themselves. I champion good health and well-being because I'm one person who is very passionate about things like mental health, SRHR in general. So I champion that because I feel like so many people in the community need this information. Really focus on that. And especially what I'm very passionate about is gender-based violence prevention and response, and also menstrual hygiene management. Yeah, that's a topic that I'm very passionate about, and I do community mobilization and just awareness creation on those areas: mental health, menstrual hygiene management, HR in general, like what are the available resources for the youth and young women in the community, and economic empowerment to the young women. So I also do poultry farming. Okay, now that I've just hit 30, I feel like this is when life has started making sense to me.
Wow, okay.
Okay, I'm also very passionate about community engagement in general and also human rights. That's why I really champion gender equality, because I feel like if both gender are able to coexist in the same space, they will be able to thrive together.
Okay.
Oh, and also I'm very passionate about reading books and writing. For this past few months, I just realized that I had a lot of time. So I've just started writing because I've wanted to write ever since I was a young girl. And also, I'm very passionate about literacy and supporting young people to explore that area of writing and maybe reading things like poems and spoken words and all that, like arts in general. And also, basically, what I'm very passionate about is that I exist for the community, the adolescent girls and young women, and also just youth in general, to help the youth realize their potential and also be their linkage to maybe available resources that they can get in the community. So that's
I
basically
see.
about myself.
Wow, there's a lot of things that you are interested in and a lot of passions that you have pursued. And I think that's very commendable.
Thank
I like that you said that you are a person that likes to support the community. Maybe you can just share with us what sort of led you into these things that you are passionate about: supporting the community, development goals, supporting adolescent girls and young women, your interest in well being for adolescent girls and young women and young people in general. Is it things that you are passionate about from a young child, or how have those interests grown in you with time?
Okay, growing up, yeah, so both my parents were teachers, but I think somehow, I don't know why, like it was just a humble background, because they had to take care of my cousins and like my big family. So along the way, it was just a humble background. Growing up within that family, and my elders really set that pace. So I had to blend in. So things like writing and reading, I really started at a very younger age. Like in primary school, I used to explore things like poems. I used to go to music festivals. And I remember when I finished primary school, before even joining high school, I was able to read all the set books before I even joined high school. So, and during high school, I was that one person who was always in the library, but I was not in the library like I was reading like general subjects. I was just there reading magazines and all that. So I kind of developed that passion in reading and writing. Actually, that also has really impacted my life. Through reading and exploring different articles, I got like my mind got recharged, and maybe like I got empowered through reading a lot. And things like mental health, I became so much interested in mental health because I'm one person who has battled silent depression, like you are just there and nobody to talk to, like you feel like you were just alone. I even enrolled in a mental health class, and now I'm a mental health counselor. So through that, I just enrolled in that class because I wanted to get that closure and also to be able to fight my own mental illness.
I see.
Yeah, so through that I developed that. HR and economic empowerment to young women. I just feel like I need to be there for them because it's become so hard when nobody is there for you. Like for me, I got pregnant when I was in campus, but now after finishing my bachelor's degree, I went back home and it was just hell. Like I was just stuck there. So for a very long time, I was stuck and I didn't know what to do on or how to react. So going through that moment, I just realized that I need to be there for the young women and those adolescent girls to be able maybe to guide them and just be there for them. Because in the community, there's not so many people who are willing to share the knowledge they have. And so you find that young girl is just there and nobody to give information or maybe to talk to. So I just decided that I want to do this for the community, and that's why, yeah, I became so passionate about gender sustainable development goals championing. I met a lot of people, and I met somebody who is very passionate about sustainable development goals, and he's the one who empowered me into championing the goals because we believe if we champion the goal as youth or as young people, if we just take maybe one or two goals and run with it and champion it, then now we'll be able to achieve the sustainable goals like our vision 2030.
I see.
These are what drives me to doing what I do right now.
That's very nice. Thank you so much for sharing that. I gather that part of what has motivated you to continue to support other people in the community is the gaps that you felt in your own life. I see. Because I realize that when you have been through a life experience and you feel like you didn't get enough support, some people can often just get through the experience and move on and continue doing their things. But you chose to sort of be the bridge between the knowledge, the skills, and the support that young women need in the society. And I really do commend you for that. And I think it's sort of what I also hope to do with this podcast and even with this series specifically, because I know that transitions generally through life, but specifically as young adults, can sometimes be very difficult, especially when we feel like we are navigating all by ourselves. So just having that one person like you're doing who we feel like understands and sees us is very amazing.
Yeah.
You have mentioned that you became a mom at a young age, and I can imagine that, even without the whole journey of motherhood, transitions can still be very difficult. When you are a young person, you're figuring so much out, and then when you have to figure that out together with having to take care of another human being, I can imagine that can be that can be quite a lot. So maybe can you paint for us a picture, like what does life look like for you right now? Like, are you currently maybe going through a transition, or just maybe in the recent 1-2 years, what has your life looked like? What are some of the things that you are navigating?
Okay, it was very difficult. When I got pregnant, when I was in campus, now I was pursuing my bachelor's degree. So from that, it was okay. I didn't really take it that because I had much support from my parents and maybe from my friends. So it wasn't difficult. There wasn't so much transition because there was that support. No,
I
I had
see.
people to help me pay rent, help me take care of the baby and all that. And I just got out of campus. There were challenges, yes, because now being a mom and also you need to read, and that was actually my final year. It was, yeah, but now those are maybe challenges that were manageable. But now, after getting out of campus, then now people, after graduating, people expect you now you go find a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, the things that people don't really tell you is that you will be getting those rejection emails and all the rest. We regret all the and
Mm-hmm.
all that while looking for that job. So after finishing, I started looking for jobs like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now I didn't have much support with my kid because, okay, the baby daddy is another thing, but now, like, I was just me and me alone, and also my parents also had to take care of other kids. So I was just alone. So I had to search for jobs, and jobs were not there. So that was a period of transition because now I was used to maybe people helping me and take care of the baby during my studies. But now they expect me to take care of myself because now I've already graduated. So it was very difficult. It was a very difficult moment. And actually, for like 3 years, I was just stuck there, like not
Yeah.
knowing what to do. This was a moment when I had written so many application letters, I've visited so many offices, but there were just regrets. People tell you, I don't know, you are not qualified because you don't have experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, maybe you apply, maybe you feel like, now this one I'll qualify, then they tell you maybe you are overqualified for this one. So it was just hell.
Yeah.
I had to take care of my baby, buy diapers and all that. So it was just hell, like really hell. And that was the moment I really gone through depression. And also I didn't want to worry my parents, so I didn't even talk to them about it. So they provided shelter and food, yes, but I was just buried in my own world. I lost track of the outside world. I broke all the relationships that I had, like all the friendship. I was just in my own world. Even my friends, because when friends call you, they will ask you, have you got another job? And you hear that your friends have moved out of the country. Some went to US, some now working, and you are here still navigating motherhood and also job searching. So it wasn't that easy for me. But again, now it reached that moment that I really felt that nobody was really coming. And actually, I've written an article on that, like, nobody is coming to save you. So that's a lesson I learned this time. When I realized that, I just decided that I need to do something in order to get myself out of that ditch. So through
Yeah,
that,
I see.
yeah. So through that, that's when I started that economic empowerment. I started making Ankara earrings and selling in
Yeah.
order to get some money to take care of the baby. Yeah. So that's when I started economic empowering myself
Yeah.
on how to get money, and as much as however little it was, but now I could now take care of myself and the baby. So that was also a moment of transition. So then again, after that, I decided, no, I really want to do something to
Mm.
help other people. So I met a very good friend of mine, though we were in campus with him, but people lose track when you leave campus. So when we reconnected again, that's when he introduced me to community work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so ever since then, he used to like hold events in the community. But then it was in Kisumu County, Kisumu City. So he used to hold events and then invite me. And through that, I got that platform to help people. And with time also, that's when I joined Pamoja, community-based
Mm-hmm.
organization, as a volunteer. Yeah, and I started volunteering, mentoring adolescent girls and young women. And through that, I got that platform and also that entry to the community to be able now to help the people in the community and especially adolescent girls and young women. So that was a very good transition for me. So while working in the community, I developed so much interest in working in the community. And that's now where I decided that now I want to develop myself further. So, like, I was not able, due to financial constraints, I was not able maybe to pursue my further education. But now I used other avenues, like through my work in the community and helping people, I was able to join Young African Leaders Initiative.
I see.
Yeah. So through that, I got a lot of trainings in resource mobilization, community empowerment, public speaking, and all that. I developed myself. So that's when it really came clear to me that I needed to concentrate more on personal development. To all this, I needed to develop my first in order to be able to empower other people. Yeah, so that's when I just started personal development, applying for trainings. I applied for Yali. After being trained as civic leader at Yali, I got engaged in a project in Nyalenda, also Nyalenda in Kisumu town, in Kisumu slums, also just empowering young women and adolescent girls and young women, things like mostly economic empowerment and vocational training. So again, through that, through my training young people, Yali also called me back to be trained as a TOT, like train out trainees. So through that also I got that experience because I was able to be empowered more. So through Yali and different linkages from Yali and other people in the community, I was just able to like again enroll in so many classes. And during this time of personal development, I felt like some part of me was still in, like, sometimes you just go back and feel like I've not yet healed all the processes. Like, I wasn't moving on. I was really concentrating much on developing myself, but mental wise, I felt like I still had that feeling of being stuck, like you are doing something, yes, but you feel like a part of you is still stuck somewhere. So I just felt like I needed to break that chain. So and I just realized that mentally I wasn't okay, because sometimes I will just sit and reflect on my life and feel like, why some things are not even working. So I enrolled in mental health counseling class. The training, I was able to know how to manage things like depression and also manage my triggers and all that. So that really helped me in the weight that I had. And also, that's when I became mentally sober, because in the process, I learned how to manage the stress and maybe how to grieve, maybe if you lost something, things like that. Because a part of me, I felt like I really wasted so much. Like, it's not even like you are wasting, but you feel like, what if I didn't have a kid? Yes. Sometimes you feel like,
I see.
yeah, because growing up, I was like, I want to study, I want to travel, like, but now, yeah, those dreams, you feel like those dreams are not coming true anytime soon. So you feel like you are not maybe mentally okay. Decided to enroll in that class and that make peace with my life. Yeah. So that's it. I feel like now that I hit 30, then now life just starts making sense.
Can you tell us a bit more what you
Yeah.
mean by that?
This is when now I feel more clarity, and now like I know, I really know what I really want to do. And like other days, you feel like you feel like sometimes you just engage in stupid decision. Then you're like, after all, things will just shade off. But now, I'm in this stage now when I feel like I need to build myself more. Like I need to move with clarity, and everything I do now, like I be accountable for all my actions that I do. Yeah.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the crossroads where we meet. Young hearts collide, finding steady feet. In the chaos, balancing the climb. Wellness junction where we heal in time. Oh, we're talking changes, chasing dreams. Through the highs, the lows, the in-between. Together we rise, let the journey flow. At Wellness Junction, we're here to grow.
You have touched on so many important things. I think one thing that I would like to hear more about is the moment when you told yourself that no one was coming to save you. And it sort of depicts this realizing that you have to take initiative for your own life, because I can imagine how difficult it was moving from a place where people supported you and people sort of had your back, and then now after campus it's like 1 minute everyone is by your side helping you, supporting you, and then the minute you graduate campus it's like magically you are now expected to be a full-blown adult. You should know what to do, where to go, where to find a job, and yet that is usually a very difficult time. That transition period there is usually very difficult, and now especially for you because you're navigating all of that with a child who is depending on you and a community and family that is expecting you to have it together. Can you tell us a bit more about how you got to this place where you realized, okay, no one is coming, now I have to sort of, I don't say pick myself up, but yeah, the moment of reckoning.
Yeah. So, that time I was stuck there. My laptop, I will just wake up, do the household chores as usual. Then I just load my movies and watch. But again, now I realized that my baby was growing, and she was growing really fast, and nobody even asked, how are you planning to take her to school? It was just me. So I decided no. Instead of wasting time in my laptop, maybe I could do something meaningful with the laptop. So that's when I got into YouTube, and I started with interest. I had so much interested in fashion and design, and maybe one time I do something like that as my retirement benefit.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just asked myself, like, what can I do in that line of industry? Something that I will do with passion, but then I really do it to help me in getting some income to take care of the baby. So I just decided, let me do Ankara earrings because I really loved Ankara, and I just started watching YouTube, and I learned how to make those things. And I just requested my dad to support me with some money and buy the materials, and I started making them. So because I realized when you sit there, people will just watch you. But
Yeah.
the moment you take that responsibility, you accept the situation. Yeah, before you accept the situation, you'll just live in regrets. And actually, for a very long time, I didn't even believe that it was really happening. Because when I got the baby, I was very happy that I got the baby. And we were very happy with the dad and all that. Then
Mhm.
life happens. Then now we broke up and whole hell break loose, and now you are there. So for a very long time, I was living in regrets, like you are regretting, what did I do? What did But regretting won't help you with anything. So what I decided is that I'll just accept. And the way we always say, accept and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I accepted that, and that's the first step. Then now you acknowledge your capability. Just ask yourself, what am I able to do in this situation, like right now? What am I able to
Mhm.
do? Because I wasn't able to get a job due to, Kenya with jobs. So
Yeah.
that easy. But now the baby is growing. I need to pay bills. So what do I do? So the second thing you should ask yourself is, what do I have? And for me, what I always say, the best thing you have is yourself. You only have you.
Mm.
Because if right now you could lose everybody in your life, like all those close people in your life, what do you have? You
Mhm.
just, for me, I just decided that I've accepted the situation and now I want to move on. And right now, what I have is I have myself. So it's just the thinking that I did. Now, what do I want to do with yourself? So another thing you have to do is make sure that you really know what you want to do. Like now, this is what you want to do, and you've decided to do it.
Mhm.
Once you decide that this is what you want to do now, you just ask yourself, how do I do it now? So that's how I navigated that accept,
Yeah.
because without accepting, you'll never move on.
Yeah.
Live in regrets, and it comes with a lot. It comes with resentment. It's not even those people who are hurting, it's just you
Mhm.
hurting. So the moment you realize that, and the moment you decide that you really, really want to move on, then you just accept the situation, and
Yeah.
that's now you take charge. You just take charge of your life. At first, it wasn't that easy because people don't really embrace those things in the remote area. Because me, I live in rural area.
I see.
So now what do we do? It comes now with resilience. You just decide that no matter what, no matter everything that I'm going through, let me just keep pushing through, and you keep moving. Through the experience, then when things starts working out, that's when you feel like, "Ah, now that I'm making progress, maybe let me just do something to help other people who may be undergoing through whatever I went through." Because I really felt,
Mhm.
if for me, I went through this, imagine, and I was past campus. Imagine that little girl who got pregnant when maybe in primary school or maybe in
Yeah.
high school. So that's when you realize you could use your experience to help some people or even to lift someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I decided to do. I decided that now I'm going to use this experience. It's not that I'm experienced enough, but in the process of navigating, like for me, I was still navigating because I was still learning how to do parenting, learning how to be economically empowered. But now we just
Mm.
decide, through experiencing this, I'm also going to help someone who might be going through worse,
I see.
even go through the worst. For me, I had a place to live. You will find somebody who don't even have a place to live.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's when I decided I'm going to use my experience to help other people, as also I'm also going to take charge of my life. I'm
Mhm.
not going back to that ditch,
Mhm.
and I'm going to thrive no matter what. Yeah, and that's how I manage, and that's how I'm here right now.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out my life, but now I move with clarity.
Thank you so much for letting us know a bit more about that. I think the other thing that I would like to highlight on is the way relationships change as we grow older. We usually think about how relationships are seemingly easier when we are children. It's just like you go and play with your people. It's like
Yes.
you have friends, nini, nini, and as we get through life, boyfriends, fiancés, that sort of thing. And our relationships are constantly changing, but also how we think about relationships. And so when we are moving into adulthood and things no longer feel that simple, it's not as simple as you go out in the playground and whoever it is you find you will play with, so just can you talk to us a bit more about having like the right kind of people around you and how that helps us? You have mentioned like a friend who has been there for you and has helped you to sort of navigate some of your decisions to get into social justice work. And yeah, so maybe we can just talk a bit more about how relationships are constantly changing, especially as we grow older.
Yeah, because when you are in your early 20s, when you're a child, it's very easy
Uh,
actually. Just the same way you said, you'll just go to that playground and find a friend, you play together, and
mm,
relationship is just that. Then when you are in your early 20s, maybe
mm-hmm,
yeah, 19, 18, 19, 20, 21, that's the age of discovery. You want to discover yourself. What do you like? This is a very critical stage. This is where we really mess up. That's really determine the kind of friends we choose at that certain age. Really,
mm-hmm,
yeah, because it's now the moment of discovery. This is where you will meet
yeah,
those friends who will just mess up your head if you are not careful enough. And this also where you'll meet those friends who will shape your future in a way. Not that they will shape, but now they will. It's yeah,
influence.
in influence, and this is where
Mm-hmm,
you will make very bad decisions because of friends, because you want to fit in. This we all want to like explore new things and also go with the trend.
mm-hmm,
Like I think this is more of very have like a lot of peer pressure
mm,
because you now want to explore what your friends are doing. Maybe you want to meet new friends, yes. But again, it's this is a stage where you are trying to discover yourself. So it's either the friends will mislead you or the friends will shape your life. Because
yeah,
you will just be following most of the things that your friends are doing. Maybe you feel like this
yeah,
friend is doing this, and this one, maybe you are seeking just the same way I've said this, where you are seeking clarity. Maybe you want to be popular, or maybe you want to do certain things, and now your friends are doing, and that's where you also want to do.
mm-hmm,
But there are those friends who will influence you in a positive way. Like you will just feel like they are influencing you in a positive way. You see, there are those friends who just want good for us, even if you don't know.
yeah,
Even if you don't know, they just want good for you. So those are the kind of friends you will feel like as you move to you are like what
mid,
in your mid 20s, you feel like
mm-hmm,
now that's when you reach your mid 20s. That's how now you will decide the kind of friends you want. Because
mm,
now that's when you've discovered yourself. Now you are like, now what do I want to do with my life? That's when you start choosing friends according to the value they bring to your life.
yeah,
So for me, after undergoing through all that, I decided that
mm-hmm,
now I want to grow myself. So when
mm,
you meet a person, they will always have two sides. They will have that positive side and the negative side. We all have those sides. We have our positive sides
yeah,
and the negative sides. So I decide the limitation of friends. The friends I want to keep that close are those friends I feel like they will have much positive impact in my life. Then there,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
then there are those acquaintances or something. These are
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
friends you keep, like, yes, they exist there, you can laugh with them. So I try as much as possible to find that positive thing, even if it's a one thing about you that is positive, then I'll just take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, after reaching that 25, I realize now the kind of friends I want to choose. That's why I kept that friend. That's why I
I
kept
see.
that friend, because he was always like, don't stay in that same place. The where you were yesterday, don't stay in that place tomorrow. He
Mm-hmm.
was always helping, and he was always there to help. So I realized this is somebody you would want to keep, because they have your interest at heart.
For sure.
Yeah. So for me, that's how I choose friends. Like, you choose somebody who is going to bring a positive impact in your life. Maybe we might be very busy. We are trying to navigate this life and all that. You find yourself, maybe you are busy, or maybe your friends are busy. But at least try to keep that touch. You keep that
Mm.
connection. Maybe just say hi, or maybe just hang around with your friends. And also, if you really want to make those friends, like now you want to find the right friends for you, just explore the forums that have things of your interest. For example, for me, now that I'm passionate about community things and community empowerment, I will just
Mm-hmm.
look for those forums that offer such activities.
Yeah.
I go maybe attend those events. That's where I get the kind of friends I want. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Well, that has been very extensive on like how we can navigate friendship, because that's definitely one thing that's constantly changing. Because there's even like as we grow up, like we are moving from one place to another. For example, like a few months ago, me and you are working together, and now I'm like in a different part of the country, and life is transient like that. We move from one place to another, but if we don't take the time, especially as adults, to invest in our relationships, we can find umeamka tu one day and you literally are on your own,
Yeah.
which is not a good way to stay. Yeah, so definitely finding a way to bring value to our friendships, I think that's something that you've brought out really well. One thing I'm curious about as you continue to move through life is just generally, as you continue to grow older, you start getting pressure for, especially as a young woman, when are you getting married? When are we seeing the cows, unquote? Have you gotten pressure for getting married, and how are you navigating that and the romantic side of things?
Okay, for me, lucky for me, my
Mm.
parents are very like supportive. Okay, for them, they always say that if you feel you are ready, then just
Mm-hmm.
go. But if you feel you are not ready, then
Mm.
concentrate on what makes you happy. So
I see.
that's something that I really appreciate about my parents. But even if now I leave my family, because my family has been very supportive, they always support my dreams. And right now, my dad and my mom always tell me, just concentrate on building yourself and taking care of
Mm.
baby, and maybe things like marriage will just get you along the way. So even for
Mm.
me, that's what I always feel, because the best gift you can give to yourself is personal development.
Mm.
Just develop yourself, and along the way you will meet that person. But there is pressure, of course. There is pressure maybe in the community. Like for me, I got a child. Now people are just waiting to see where is she going with that child.
I
People will
see.
always
Yeah.
talk. But for me, I always say, do something that makes you happy. Don't even worry about the community and all that pressure. Because if you
Yeah.
start thinking that way, you will never develop yourself and you will never move. And even the
Yeah.
romantic relationship, people will only come close to you if they feel like you have something to offer.
Yeah.
So for
Yeah.
me, I feel like the moment you grow and the moment you concentrate on your personal growth, that's where you will meet the kind of person that matches your energy or something.
Yeah.
Because even marriage is something like a lifetime commitment.
Commitment. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I feel with marriage, if you feel you are ready, just go.
Then
But
go
if you,
ahead.
yeah, then go ahead. Marriage is more of a personal decision to someone.
Mm.
And for me right now, I can say, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. But yeah, it's in the process. It's, it's in the process. But okay, for me, I feel like I'm not yet ready. That's it.
Okay.
I'm not yet ready because I feel like I still need to develop myself personally before I invite that person into my life. I wouldn't even like recommend like you listen to other people pressure. Do you? The society will always talk, even if it's your parents pressuring you, even if it's maybe your close family members. Are you ready? You as personally you. Are you ready to
Yeah.
to this? Because at the end of the day, it's you and your life, and it's like your lifetime commitment.
Yeah. Can I
And
ask you a
also,
question about that?
yeah.
What are some of the things that are on your personal, let's say, checklist where you feel like if I get these things, then I will feel like I am ready to make that step towards that commitment?
Like, okay, for me, readiness to me means like academically, like my studies, I've reached to that certain level that I want to reach. But okay, that
Okay.
one can come with time. But the most important thing that I'm able to take care of myself, like economically, that's the main thing for me. So for
Oh,
me,
yeah.
if I'm now able, like I'm able to take care of my kid and even other person, like right now I have one kid. So the moment I feel like I can take care of myself, I can take care of that one kid, and another extra person in case comes into my life again, then
Yeah.
I'll be ready. But
I
for now,
see.
yeah. So for now, I feel I'm still trying to strategize on how to take care of my baby girl, and she's growing too fast and has so many demands. And she has even started competing me now with her demands. So for me, I feel right now, I feel like I can take care of myself and her, but now not yet ready for that third person. And also
I
my
see.
space, like for now, I'm in that stage where I'm still growing myself. So maybe earning skill, like learning some skills, and maybe still getting like other experiences. And I feel like when marriage comes, when now I have another person, that space is not like you.
You lose your personal space.
Yes, yes. So and
I get you
also
100%.
yeah. So for me, very soon.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
That's a nice way to look at it.
Yeah,
Um,
coming soon.
I
Yeah.
see. Oh, that's nice. That's it for part one of our conversation with Elizabeth Orawo. We will be continuing with this conversation in the next episode, and I hope that I will see you there. We'll be talking a bit more about her journey into motherhood, what that has looked like. We will also be having a conversation about when our goals or where we are at in life does not align with our parents' expectations of us. And in our next conversation, Lisa says something that is very profound that has just stuck with me throughout this interview. I will be telling you about it then, so can't wait to interact with you then, friend. For now, this is it from me, and I hope that you have an amazing week up ahead. Stay grounded. I think that's what I can say, friend.
The Wellness Junction podcast is a production of Pamoja community-based organization. It is supported by the Northwestern University Access to Health Project with production assistance from Studio Spain Media Group. Please take a moment to follow the Wellness Junction podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you're listening. To learn more about how Pamoja CBU has impacted young people's lives over the past 15 years, please visit our website at www.pamojapamoja.org or our social media pages that are linked in the show notes. I have been your host, Jordana, and I can't wait to connect with you in the next one. Thank you for being here.